All right, Lieutenant Megan Webb here again, and we have a at-home workout. Today's workout is cardio HIIT. So HIIT, of course, is high intensity interval training, and cardio just means we're doing cardiovascular exercises. One thing I struggle with when working out at home and alone is intensity, trying to keep that intensity up for the whole workout. So that's what today's focus is. So we'll start with a warm-up and end with a cool-down as always, but the workout itself is 30 seconds of a cardio activity followed by 30 seconds of rest. We have 5 activities, we'll do them all 3 times. That's a total of 15 minutes, but we're only really working for half of that, for 7.5 minutes. So the idea is to keep the intensity up the whole time. So 30 seconds of really hard work, 30 seconds recovery. Again, as always, we'll start with a warm-up. Squats are first. For your squats, make sure your knees are tracking over your toes. So if your toes are on railroad tracks, your knees are on railroad tracks when you squat. If your toes are out a little bit, that's a plie, that's fine, but your knees need to follow. Squats are one of our activities today, so we want to make sure we have that form down to start with. Also keep that chest up and proud. We don't want folding over like this. Keep it up. All right, next activity is the jumping jack. If you have any shoulder mobility issues, you can stop at the half jack right here. Similar to the squat, we want to watch our knees and make sure that they're tracking over your toes. So when you land, if your toes are on railroad tracks, you want your knees to track over those toes. What we don't want to see is this. Check yourself out in the mirror a couple times and make sure you don't have that going on. If you need to point your toes out and your knees out, that's okay, as long as they're going the same direction. All right, next up, hamstring sweeps. So these are gonna be stationary. Step out in front, toe up, sweep forward, and alternate legs. Might feel something in the hamstring on the back of your leg there. Last one. And finally, stationary Samson lunge. So one foot out, arms, head, and eyes up, and switch. While you're down this time, draw a circle on the ceiling, other direction, and switch. Circle. One more. All right. So again, 30 seconds of activity followed by 30 seconds of rest. Our first exercise is the jumping jack. We already did that, so right here. Again, feel free to make it a half jack. The next activity is a squat. Keep that chest up and proud. Make sure your knees are not collapsing in. Next up, we have mountain climbers. So in that push-up position, that front leaning rest, right here. Next up, butt kickers. On the butt kickers, try to keep your knees pointed down at the ground. You can move your arms if you want to. And finally, burpees. So for the burpee, if you can, all the way down, all the way up. An option is to stop here at the plank or the front leaning rest. And another option is to walk it down and walk it back up. Again, the idea is to keep the intensity high, so if you can do a full burpee, go for it. All right, 3 rounds through, 15 minutes. Here we go, jumping jacks are first. Watch those knees. Make sure they're not collapsing inward. At the buzzer, relax. Here we go. All right, 30 seconds off. Next thing is the squat. 30-second recovery. Feel free to grab a drink of water if you need to. Walk it off. Starting again in 10. 2, 1, here we go. Make sure those knees are not collapsing in. Chest is up and proud. Added bonus if you squeeze that booty at the top of your squat. Ten seconds. 5 seconds. Relax. Next up is mountain climbers. Starting in 15 seconds. Here we go. 2, 1, go. Seconds. 3, 2, and relax. Again, the idea is to keep the intensity up. So the more you put into this when you're 30 seconds on, the more you'll get out of it. Next up, butt kickers. Starting in 5, 3, 2, 1. Again, try to keep those knees pointed down at the ground and bring your heels up towards your rear. Seconds. 3, 2, 1. Next up is the burpee. Again, I don't have any music playing out here today, and that's really for copyright reasons to put it on YouTube. I would encourage you to play your own music at home. Makes it go a little easier. Starting in 10. Again, burpees. 3, 2, 1. All right. We'll start back at the beginning with the jumping jacks. One thing you can do is keep track of how many burpees you had in there. I had 12 that round, so next round I want to make sure I have at least 12. 3, 2, 1, jumping jacks. Again, check in with those knees. Make sure they're not collapsing inward. Relax. Squats are up next. Go ahead and think about if you want your feet on railroad tracks or if you prefer that plie. Again, whichever way you choose, make sure your knees are going in the same direction as your toes. Think about sitting back in that chair. We don't want you coming up on your toes. Weight should be in the midsection of your foot towards your heel. There we go. Ready? Again, squeeze that booty at the top. Chest is up and proud. Core is engaged. Five seconds. Relax. Next up, mountain climbers. Starting in 10 seconds. Ready to go in 3, 10 seconds. Three. Next activity, butt kickers. Make sure we keep that intensity high. It's easy to get into kind of going through the motions. Remember, get out of what you put into it. Ready? Halfway. Five seconds. All right, next up, burpees. Try to keep count if you can. Last time I had 12, so I'm gonna aim for 12, more if I can. Starting in 15 seconds. Three, two, that time 13 and a half. See what we can do next time. Starting back at the beginning with jumping jacks. Starting in 10 seconds. 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Check in with those knees. Make sure they're not locked as well. Soft knees. Seconds. Next up, squats. Shake it off there. Starting in 10. 5, 4, go ahead and get your feet in position. 2, 1. Squeeze that booty at the top. Chest is up and proud. Sitting back on that chair. Seconds. Relax. Mountain climbers are next. Starting in 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Halfway. Butt kickers are next. Last 2 activities. So really just 1 minute of work remaining. Walk it off. Starting in 5, 3, 2, 1. Again, try to keep those knees pointed down towards the ground. So you're bringing your heel up towards your rear end. Soft landing. 10 seconds to go. 3. All right. Last thing is the burpee. Let's see, I had 12, then I had 13 and a half. Try to match that 13 or more if possible. Eight seconds. 3, 2, 1, let's go. I think that was about 13 and a half again. We'll take it. All right, shake it off. A few deep breaths and then we'll stretch it out. Go ahead and grab a drink of water if you'd like to. All right, one big step out in front. Samson stretch, arms, head, and eyes up to the ceiling. Couple deep breaths here. Whatever leg I have up, and lean over to that side. And relax, go ahead and switch. Arms, head, and eyes up. Couple deep breaths here. And go ahead and stand it back up. We'll take that left leg behind the right. Arm up overhead. Left arm up and over. Make sure here you're pushing those hips out in front of you, not like this. hips out. If you need to hold on some with that offhand, that's fine. Relax, let's switch. Opposite leg behind, opposite hand up and over. Again, hips out. Hold on to something if you need to. And relax. I know my neck's been a little stiff lately, so we're gonna have an ear down to your shoulder, opposite shoulder down and away. Whatever ear you have down, look off to the ground on that side. Should feel a stretch all the way down the opposite side here. And relax, other side, ear down to shoulder, opposite shoulder down and away. Ear that's down, I'm gonna look off to that side on the floor. Again, I feel that all the way down this side right here. And relax. Overhead arm pull, one arm up. Gently grab that elbow or tricep area. Try to keep your eyes up straight in front instead of tucking your head down. Relax and switch. All right, now that my heart rate's gone down a little bit, we're gonna go back down to the ground. So one leg out in front. I'm gonna go elbows to the floor. You should feel a stretch in the hamstring of the leg that is up. If you do not, you can go on down a little bit further. If you feel a stretch right here, that's fine, you can stop there. We'll switch legs. Right here's fine, elbows if you can, lower if you can. Okay, go ahead and relax. From here, we'll go to child's pose, arms out in front. And down dog, or the up part of the extended flex. Walk those heels down. And up dog, cobra, this part of the extended flex, whatever you want to call it. Deep breath in here, and back to down dog. From here, you'll walk your feet out wide, walk those hands into the middle, and roll it up nice and slow. Deep breath in at the top. As you let it out, drop those arms to your side, nice and gentle back and forth. And that was our cardio HIIT. Thanks for joining.